Bobby here, Snooper's Corner. Welcome back. Yes, I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back today because I just finished watching the first two premiere episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Amazing. So let's get right into this. I'm not even going to sit here and brag how good it was or not like that. Let's get into it. First episode opens up, gives you a recap of what he's been through so far since Master Qui-Gon to finding Anakin to Qui-Gon's death to training him to Revenge of the Sith to splitting up the kids, and then we go right to where he is on Tatooine 10 years later. It's been 10 years since the Revenge of the Sith and Order 66. Now, I know, 10 years. Obi-Wan has been living in solitude for 10 years. He buried his lightsaber, he buried everything, and put it all in the past. When you meet up with him, he's a former shell of himself. He hasn't used the Force in 10 years. He hasn't fought in 10 years. He basically is so humanized that you wouldn't even tell he was a Jedi. And then you meet the Inquisitors, which was a fantastic idea to bring those in. And you get to see the Inquisitors, which they look amazing. I thought they looked really good. They looked amazing. Yeah. And if you watched any of the Rebels or Clone Wars or anything like that, you will know who the Inquisitors are. And then you get to see, which I thought we weren't going to see them in this series, but we did. You get to see Luke as a boy and Leia, which I'm really content to see because I didn't think they were going to be in this series. But you get to see them 10 years old. You get to see, first time you see Luke, Obi-Wan is looking through binoculars, looking at him, and he runs off from his uncle, climbs up on top of the doorway of the house, and it looks like he's simulating a pod racer. And it's so cool to see him do that. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really fantastic to see him go ahead and do that. And then, the first time you see Leia, they're getting her dressed in her robes and her royal robes and stuff, but it's not her, she's outside. So they go and find her. She's on a tree looking at the freighters going by and stuff like that. And it's really cool to see her as a little girl because she was so intuitive, she was so insightful, and she always wanted to know more about everybody. She didn't trust nobody, but yet she wanted to learn more about everything. And then they go to, big parties happen and stuff like that for Senator Organa, which he looks great. And then she gets kidnapped by pirates, but you think she's just getting kidnapped for ransom or money or something like that. No, she got kidnapped because one of the Inquisitors is obsessed with Obi-Wan. The Inquisitors have been hunting him for 10 years and they've never found him. They thought he was dead. But they set him up to come after her. So Senator Organa calls Obi-Wan on his communicator for the first time in 10 years and tells him, "You have to find Leia. She's just as important as Luke." And he was like, "No, my job is here with Luke. I have to watch the boy." And they were like, "She's just as important as him." So he goes off world looking for her, finds her, finds out it's a trap, that they're coming, the Inquisitors are coming for him, and soon he'll be dead. So he fights, after 10 years, he's kind of rusty. Well, really rusty, but you'll see. And that's where it ends. And then it picks up in episode 2, right where it left off in episode 1. He's fighting, trying to get Leia back. He gets Leia back. He fights and fights. Finally, this is the sad part, the Inquisitors come and they corner him in a freight depot, and he's hiding, and he sent Leia out to a robotic freighter, and this is the sad part. Obi-Wan didn't know Anakin Skywalker survived after the Revenge of the Sith. So 10 years, it's 10 years, and he thought he was dead. He didn't know Anakin survived. He didn't know that he became the name that everybody fears in the universe, Darth Vader. He didn't know that. And the Inquisitor tells him Anakin survived. Anakin Skywalker is alive. And you didn't know that, did you? And the look in Obi-Wan's face, it looked like he saw a ghost. So the third in command Inquisitor, the underdog, she kills the Master Inquisitor and takes his place. But the look on his face was sad. And then he gets away, gets into the freight, and leaves. And he's sitting by the window, and all you could hear in his head is, "I hate you," all the words Anakin was saying when he was fighting him and all that. And then Obi-Wan looks up and goes, "Anakin." And it cuts to a picture of Anakin Skywalker in his rejuvenation tank, burned but alive, with the mask on him, his respirator mask, and all you hear is that's all you hear, and it cuts off. And we won't find anything out more until the next episode next week. So that's my little rendition of what happened in the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan. I will be back later on today to do another video on the 7 episodes of Stranger Things on Netflix. That premiered today too. I'm about to start that. I will be back later on to do a full review on that, and I will see you in Snooper's Corner in a couple hours. Stay tuned.